Hello everyone. Today in this video I will be discussing a very important topic, more so for the business owners of small and medium scale enterprises, which is of how do you measure performance of those positions which are supportive in nature. So it's very easy to measure performance of a salesperson wherein the numbers are involved, but when it comes to measuring the performance of support functions wherein it's difficult to quantify their work, it really becomes a challenge for them. So this video is dedicated for you to watch it. I'm sure as business owners you must have done ample research on the internet and come across various terminologies such as KRAs, KPIs, and more often than not it must have left you confused and not given you a particular thread as to where to start it from. So this video will guide you and give you a simple technique of framing the KRAs or the key result areas for people who are working in the supportive functions. So I am going to introduce you to a small technique of SMART KRAs. If you have heard about setting SMART goals, then this would be easier for you to understand. So SMART KRA stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time-bound goals. And the KRA stands for key result areas, wherein the key is the crucial aspect of the job, result is the outcome that is expected from an activity, and area is the range in which a person is performing his or her responsibilities. As we all have heard, whatever gets measured gets improved, and hence setting measurable KRAs is of high importance when we are talking about a position or a role which falls in supportive functions. But the challenges which come across are they are difficult to quantify, and more so the owners or the person who is dealing with setting KRAs may have inadequate knowledge how to go about it. So KRAs or key result areas can be defined in three ways. The first and the most used technique is the number based, which is widely used for measuring salespeople's KRAs. Second is the effort based, wherein we are quantifying the effort of the person they are putting in to complete a task or an activity. It can be calculated in either percentage, or a progress can be mapped in the completion of the activity. And third is the impact based. So impact based KRAs are usually long term KRAs wherein activities performed over a period of time, say maybe 6 months or a year, and the impact is then measured thereafter the completion of the particular period. One of the most important things while setting KRAs is the process which is implemented when doing so. So first and foremost, we need to be very clear in what are the organizational objectives and the goals of the organization are. Then they need to be further bifurcated in the departmental objectives. For example, if an organization wants to increase their revenue by 22% in a year, so what each department and how they can contribute in achieving that growth would be the departmental objectives or departmental KRAs, and then they need to be further broken down into individual objectives, which we call as key result areas. So let's look at the KRAs for an HR manager for 1 year. When we design KRAs, quantifying each and every aspect of the activity is of critical importance, and it simplifies the measurement of those activities. So these are the 4 areas, broadly speaking, which an HR manager performs. The first being recruitments. So one of the KRAs for HR manager would be closing the vacant positions within 90 days of requisition and in the 90% of the budget. So it becomes very clear what is expected of this position, that within 90 days of a person or a hiring manager requesting for a new hire, and it needs to be closed within 90% of the assigned budget for that position. So when we say SMART, here we are very, very specific as to what is being measured, which is the recruitment, what is the stipulated time. So 90 days, within 90 days they should be able to close a particular position and within 90% of the budget. These are attainable goals also, realistic also, and it really clearly defines the timeline for this particular KRA. The second would be for the training and development, and further elaborating it, it would be upskilling 60% of the workforce by engaging them in 30 hours of training in a quarter. So there is no ambiguity over here, everything is very, very clear. Third is the employee engagement and reducing the employee turnover by 10%. So it clearly states what are we really looking at from this particular KRA. So it is clearly linked to organizational objectives. And fourth is the compliances. Further elaborating it, it is completing 80% of audits or compliances within the defined due date. So within a year, whatever compliances an organization needs to comply with, within defined due dates, 80% of the audits need to be completed. 20% room we still keep because if there are any external factors driving it. Now let's look at the KRAs for an IT department. The first can be, now these are slightly different from the HR manager's KRA because the role that an IT person performs is vastly different from what an HR manager does, and hence it needs to be measured separately. Please understand that there is no fixed way of defining KRAs. The overall objective of having KRAs is that the ease of to make measurement easy for a particular position. So the first is effective and efficient management of hardware applications. So that is one KRA for an IT department, and that can be further bifurcated in how many number of server errors are there within a year. System availability, so if there is a new joiner coming in, how soon is the system being made available to them. Other than that, if there is a particular project a new team is working or an existing team is being expanded, how soon is the system being available for them. So numbers and days it can be calculated in. And third can be complaint resolution lead time. So if there is an internet downtime or if there are any other issues with the system, so how soon is the IT person able to resolve the complaint. The second can be secure and reliable IT infrastructure. And to elaborate it further, it would be antivirus or malware protection, data leakage protection, and software updates. So these are the few ways by which you can measure the performance of your support functions, and I'm sure it would be of great help to you when you go back and now look at your existing KRAs. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments box. Bye.